Adam Friedman, Rivals.com, here at home field, and happens to be the stadium for Liberty University for Zach Rice, five-star offensive tackle. Big offer sheet, really kind of closing in on sort of the end of your recruitment right now. You've got a list of top contenders. The teams that seem to be really coming up towards the top look like Virginia and UNC. Let's start with the in-state school. Where do things stand with you and Virginia at this point?
I would say the biggest thing really is, they're playing to a different level. Offensive line is doing really good. I have a really good relationship with Coach 2J. Obviously, my grandfather went there, so that's a big thing. It feels like family. My mom grew up there. My grandma worked there. So, it's a lot of family atmosphere, and I most definitely feel wanted. It's just a lot to think about in our way. So.
Yeah. You also have a teammate committed there, your quarterback, Davis Lane. What's your thought process about maybe continuing to play with him at the next level?
Honestly, he's the best quarterback I've ever played with. I'm just saying that because this is my second year playing with him, and dude, the stuff he does, I could most definitely play with him another 3 or 4 years. That definitely helps my decision because when as soon as he committed was my official visit, so I most definitely he was feeling it, and then I got to go down there, and my friends already committed, and it's nothing like going on a visit with some of your friends and stuff. So.
When was the last time you were up to Virginia?
I went to Virginia versus William & Mary. So.
And what are your impressions of how the team has played so far, and what you're seeing out of the offensive line?
I like the progression they're making. I would say I really like the offensive coordinator and what stuff he's putting in. Most definitely, I'm hearing from a lot of coaches and stuff that it's kind of hard to guard them and stuff like that. Yeah, I just want to see some more progression from them. So.
Okay, very good. Well, let's talk about North Carolina, the other major contender for you at this point. What have you seen out of the Tar Heels so far this season on the field and in particular on the offensive line?
I've seen, both sides. I've seen, obviously, a lot of injuries on the O-line, which kind of scares me. But then again, it happens. It's been nothing crazy, just ankle sprains, stuff like that. They have some older linemen, I think 2 older linemen, stuff like that I think are going to go to the NFL, which is a big thing for me. I know Cyril's has a lot of experience. So does Coach 2J, though. And, so does Notre Dame, too. So, everyone on my top 5 has experience, obviously. Big thing about North Carolina, they're very good at passing. Obviously Josh Downs, stuff like that. I would just like to see him have more time, but I got to see everybody healthy too.
Sure, I got you. Now, how about this recruiting class? They're doing a fantastic job on the recruiting trail. They have more commitments from the state of Virginia than they do the state of North Carolina, their home state. So what have you seen out of their recruiting efforts so far?
Really, I would say Dre Bly has taken it there. Lily started recruiting me at first, and I was liking North Carolina, but when Dre Bly stepped in, that was when I really started liking North Carolina because his home team, he's from Virginia. You have Tony Grimes there. Then I met Coach Glover, Andre Green, Petaway, all them dudes, I met at the visit, and it's just crazy, how small Virginia is. So.
Well, and Petaway has committed. I think it was last week or the week before that he committed, and there's Andre Green still out there who's actually visiting North Carolina this weekend for an unofficial visit. What do you make of this momentum that they've got?
It's the same thing with I got friends committed all over school, so it's not I have a friend that I'm just gonna go to a school for. Really, it's all about developing. So it's just a +1 that I'm gonna have friends, and especially in-state guys there that get where I'm coming from, get the lingo and stuff I'm saying. So that's a plus, but then again, the developing is my top priority. So.
Sure. Okay. When you're down there on campus, what is that level of comfort like?
I would say at the beginning, when there was no fans there, I wouldn't say I felt comfortable or not comfortable, but it was just cool, just nobody there, just parents and stuff, because it was COVID. But bro, when I went on my visit when they played Virginia, bro, they were screaming and making chants and stuff. So that was pretty cool. It's just I never thought that college students would have the time to research me and find out who I am. I'm still in high school, so.
Well, you don't look like it. When you're talking to those coaches, what is their main message to you at this point?
Really, I would say the a lot of the schools, especially in the ACC, are more like, man, since I'm early graduating and stuff, they want to see me really develop, and I think they want to see me play early. So.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some of the other big contenders for you. Notre Dame, Ohio State, Alabama round out your top five, if I remember correctly. Notre Dame is a school that we've heard that you could potentially take another visit to.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on the Notre Dame program at this point?
Dude, Notre Dame is balling. I would say they are most definitely O-line U. I love Blake Fisher. I love a lot of those guys, especially Chris Tyree. When I got to speak to him, because he's another big Virginia guy, that definitely made me more comfortable. But most definitely would like to see some more Virginia guys there. But that doesn't matter. Then again, just seeing Blake develop over, early graduating into the summer when I came for my official visit, dude, his body changed, his mentality now, it's different. And then just seeing, they were working out and stuff, and see how, like, those guys are all in. So.
Have you spoken to him since the season has started and unfortunately since he got injured?
Yeah, man, I just, unfortunately he got injured, but then again, his biggest thing is, he ended up starting as a freshman, but he knows whoever's behind him is just as good. That's the biggest thing. Like, everyone's developed. There's not just, some person on the offensive line that's a scrub at Notre Dame. So.
Sure. Let's talk about that kind of plug-and-play atmosphere at Notre Dame on the offensive line. It seems like they've got talent to backfill almost right away. Does that seem to make an impact with you at all?
That, I feel like that makes an impact, but just the mentality of everyone. Like, I wouldn't say it's all serious, but, like, dude, it's all business, dude. Like, everyone wants to get better. Iron sharpens iron. So.
Okay, very good. And talking to the coaching staff up there, what's their message to you at this point, and how badly do they want you to take another visit up there?
Yeah, most definitely want me to take another visit. The biggest thing is just, playing a Friday game and then getting there on a Saturday. So, that would be hard, but most definitely want to do that.
Okay. How are things going with Ohio State at this point?
Me and Coach Stud, we talk a lot, actually, like once or twice a week, just keeping talking. He actually asked me to come up for a game, but, I'm going to keep seeing about that because this bye week got taken up and stuff. So, it's really starting to get serious now, so I got to see.
Okay. And then Alabama, what have you seen out of that program so far, and what's your communication like with those guys?
Alabama is Alabama, really, and I would say my head coach yesterday said a quote from Nick Saban, like, you climb the mountain, but once you get on top of the mountain, you are the mountain. And so my coach thought that quote was kind of cocky at first, but then he realized, like, everyone's climbing for something, but then once you get on top, you have a target on your back. And so I really like what Coach Nick Saban says all the time. And really, I see a lot of coaching changes and stuff, but it's just crazy how, he's still on top, and there's a lot of development, especially in the strength staff and stuff like that. I could definitely see myself being the best there. So.
Any thoughts on another visit down there?
Same thing, bro. It's just hard. But if I want it to happen, it will. So.
Okay, very good. Yeah, let's talk about the future of your recruitment. It sounds like it doesn't sound like, I should say, that you're going to end up announcing another short list, but it sounds like a commitment isn't too far off, or is at least the next step in your recruitment. Is that right?
I'm graduating December, and it's coming up on the 10th month. So obviously I have 1 or 2 months to decide. So yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are in October. You haven't made any firm plans on a commitment date or how exactly you're announcing. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. What's going to be that deciding factor for you?
Really, where I feel at home first. Second, where I can be myself. I really want to be myself. Third, I would say, I wouldn't say playing time really, but I would most definitely say, obviously I want to get on the field. Really, I want like a godly impact, but also I want people to have the same mindset as me. I don't want to go somewhere where I can't get better or there's always a slacker. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, Zach Rice, thanks so much for your time. We look forward to seeing what the next step in your recruitment is going to look like. Thanks very much.
Thank you.